Hello everyone, and today I want to take you through a personal reflection on my leadership journey. Before this course, I thought leadership was mostly about being smart, staying organized, and doing things right. I believed that as long as I performed well, people would naturally trust me as a leader. But through this model, and especially the different self-assessments and simulations, I realized that leadership is less about control and more about connection. It's about self-awareness, communication, and creating space for others to succeed, not just finishing tasks myself. In this presentation, I will walk through how I've grown, what I have learned about myself, and where I still need to improve. I'll be using tools like SWOT analysis, well-being roles, emotional intelligence, and the blue ocean strategy, not just as academic theories, but as lessons to understand who I am and who I want to become. Let's begin. To understand my leadership style, I started with the simple SWOT analysis: my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. My main strengths are discipline, directness, and focus. I like to get things done and keep things moving. According to my high five and strength profile, I'm a nature deliverer and strategist. I follow through and I like clarity. But with those strengths come weakness. I can be too independent, and sometimes I try to control too much. I have noticed I tend to speak directly, but that can come across as harsh, especially in group settings. I also struggle with taking feedback emotionally, even if I don't show it on the outside. There are big opportunities for growth. One is empathy. I'm naturally social, and tools like Wingfinder showed I have strong people skills. I just need to use them more intentionally. I also see a chance to move from just getting it done to helping others do better. My biggest threat: burnout and making others feel shut down. I need to stay aware of how my energy affects others, not just how efficient I am. Next, I used Wellbeing's team roles and Goleman's leadership styles to get a clear picture of how I show up in teams. Wellbeing showed that I act like a shaper and implementer. I push things full forward and lack structure. That fits with my high discipline and initiative goals. But it also means I can dominate conversations or shut down ideas too early if they don't seem practical enough. From Goleman's model, I tend to lead with the pace-setting style. I expect a lot from myself and from others. That can be good when a team was motivated, but if people are unsure or overwhelmed, it creates stress. I have also slipped into commanding style when under pressure, giving clear direction but forgetting to check how others feel. My EQ score came back as excellent, but I now understand that EQ is more than self-control. It's also about emotional connection, reading the room, sensing hesitation, and knowing when to slow down and ask. So, the takeaway here: I'm clear and fast, but I need to work on being softer and slower when needed. That is the next step in my leadership growth. The Everest simulation really made me see my blind spots. I was quick to organize, delegate, and move the team forward. I took charge when things get quiet. At the time, I thought I was being helpful, but later I realized I was also unintentionally taking up too much space. Some people in my team had great ideas, but they held back. Looking back, I think I didn't create enough psychological safety. I focused so much on reaching the summit that I didn't notice the silence around me. It taught me something important. Leadership is not just about being right, it's about making others feel safe to speak up, disagree, or say, I'm not sure. The pressure to perform other things often brings out my controlling side. Everest reminded me that silence in a team isn't always agreement. Sometimes it's fear or discomfort, and as a leader, that's on me to fix. Since then, I have tried to ask more questions and really wait for answers. Slowing down has become part of how I now think about moving forward. After Everest, I realized I needed a new way to lead, one that fits me but also leaves space for others. That's where the Blue Ocean strategy and ERRC grid helped. My Red Ocean was trying to be the most efficient, most capable person in the room. That space is crowded and honestly exhausting. My Blue Ocean is different. I want to lead through calm. In chaos, I bring order. That's my age. To make this shift real, I use the ERRC grid. The first one is unlimited. Micromanaging everything just to feel in control. The second one is reduce, my tendency to jump in before listening. And the third one is raise, how often I ask for input and feedback. And the last one is create. A weekly 10-minute journal to reflect on how I made people feel, not just what I got done. This simple tool helped me stop thinking be better and start asking be better at what. It gives me specific behaviors to track, not vague goals. Leading with calm doesn't mean I work less. It means I create space for others to work better. Everyone talks about being a strong leader, but I think what makes someone different isn't how loud they are, but how present they are. I'm not the most talkative or charismatic person in the room, but I have learned that people trust leaders who are consistent, honest, and clear, and that's what I want to be known for. My biggest shift was realizing that clarity is my superpower. In group projects, I help people focus. I don't panic in chaos, I plan. That's valuable, especially in hospitality where things go wrong all the time. But I also want to be more than just the person who gets it done. I want to be the person others feel comfortable coming to. For guidance, support, and honest feedback. That's where I'm still growing. So my differentiation is this. I won't lead through ego or noise. I will lead through calm, through planning, and by creating a space where people feel safe to speak, try, and fail. That's the kind of leader I want to be. Based on everything I have learned, I have written my personal leadership version. It's short, but it keeps me grounded. I will lead with calm, clarity, and consistency. I will create space where people feel heard, valued, and challenged. I will hold high standards, but I will reach them by building others up, not breaking them down. I will lead by listening first and by reflecting often. This vision combines what I am naturally good at structure and focus with that I'm working on. Empathy, patience, and presence. I have also identified 3 core values that define this vision. The first one is clarity. I speak plainly, set clear goals, and help reduce confusion. The second one is discipline. I follow through. People can count on me. And the last one is emotional safety. I want people to feel they can bring their whole self to work without fear. This vision isn't just a sentence for my slides. It's something I check in with every week. When I reflect, I ask, did I live that vision today? It's a work in progress, but it's finally mine. To end this reflection, I want to share 3 things I will keep doing from now on to grow as a leader. First, I will set up a monthly feedback check-in. Just one simple question for peers or teammates. What's it like working with me right now? No need for a long answer, just honest impressions. That keeps me grounded. Second, I will build better habits around listening. In every team meeting, I will ask at least one open-ended question before giving any opinion. Something like, what's your take? What are we missing? It shifts the space from instruction to conversation. Third, I will journal weekly, short and simple, just 3 questions. What went well? What didn't? What can I try next week? Reflection keeps me from drifting away from my values. Leadership isn't a title, it's a practice, and I'm choosing to practice it every week, with intention, with honesty, and with a clear vision of who I want to be. And here is the reference I have used. Thank you for listening.